How many hours a week would you say were required for you to start really getting some traction as an entrepreneur?
Oh, I mean, I remember vividly 70, 80, 90-hour weeks.
Me too.
I mean, consistently, up working until, 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
consistently. So that's what I eat, sleep, and breathe,
Right.
and especially initially when it's you or you and just a couple other people at this point now with Pink. We've got a decent sized staff. We're in the close to 25, 30 employees at this point. So we've got other people that are out there doing a lot of the heavy lifting. But when Scott and I got started, there were 3 of us there, and we wore a lot of different hats, and it was no ego. You check your ego at the door, and it's whatever it takes on that specific day, regardless. You were going to get it done, or we were going to get it done. Long hours, working on weekends. Vacation was a foreign word to me at that point, and it's all paid off. So I did take the risk. I rolled up my sleeves. We rolled up our sleeves, and we put the time into it. And obviously, it's paid dividends at this point. So being an entrepreneur can be scary, but what's even scarier to me, and my humble opinion, would be going to work for someone else. And my hard work only is going to make someone else more money, and that's not acceptable.
For your entire life until you're too old to appreciate retirement anyway, right?
Right.
So I agree. I think that's far riskier and a much worse long-term outcome, which is why we're so dedicated to sharing about entrepreneurship here, because I want people who have deep down felt that hunger for working for themselves to experience it and to find ways of actually getting involved with things that don't necessarily put everything on the line. Not just from a financial standpoint, but from a time standpoint too, because when you're talking about 70, 80, 90-hour weeks, but you're speaking with somebody who, say, is still working for somebody else, it's virtually impossible to wrap your mind around how am I going to squeeze another 40 hours a week out of my time, much less 70 or 80, right? Because now you're talking about 120 hour weeks. Here's the thing, folks. I got to tell you, being somebody that's blazed a trail ourselves, similar to you, because you've also kind of created this awesome concept of little pink houses where people don't need cash and they don't need credit and they can make $15,000, $30,000, $45,000 in a month, realistically, and only invest 20 or 30 hours per week to do it. That's unusual compared to what you and I did. And as a trailblazer, I saw those 100, 120 hour weeks. So depending on the type of entrepreneur you want to be, you've got to be prepared to meet the requirements that your specific choice of industries presents you with. You have to face it head on. And so if I were going to go back and do this all over again, I don't think I would be blazing a trail. I would be following a formula and a pre-existing roadmap. And as long as you're good at following instructions, you will create success. If you try to veer off too much one way or another from that path, oftentimes you're going to find that it will compromise success based on my experience. Not to touch too much on the little pink houses side of this conversation, but that's one of the reasons that I've always been attracted to that model, is that there's ways of making huge amounts of money and not having to put in those 100, 120 hour weeks, and not having to rely so much on things that we teach here on this channel about having great credit and having, a lot of borrowing power where you have to go hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt on each property. Instead, you're basically just subscribing as an affiliate or for a so-called franchise, which costs money, of course, but that one-time business expense is oftentimes paid back, within a matter of just a month or two even. So
yeah, usually the first couple deals, depending on the level of involvement they get in with us, and I like that you use the term rogue, and there's definitely an element of that when you're an entrepreneur and you are trying things, especially if you're blazing your own trail, which is what you've done and which is what we've done. It's a lot easier for people to come in kind of after the fact. We've made every single mistake possible in our business, and we've made all of those mistakes. We've learned from them. We've implemented obviously checks and balances along the way that now people that are coming into the fray with us can take advantage of that. And we always say that, listen, we've made every single mistake. If you can follow a roadmap, if you can follow a specific blueprint, you don't have to recreate the wheel, right?
Yeah.
There's a perfect wheel in front of you right now. Just utilize the resources that are available to you. If you don't do that, it's amazing to me that people don't want to follow a formula for success, and then they wonder what went wrong. So we offer that, obviously, and obviously you're doing the same thing on your end.
Stick around. Make sure you check the link in the description. I'm going to go ahead and send you guys back to the original video that talks more about the Pink House's opportunity. It is limited, and I say that in all of these videos. It's geographically related. This is not an unlimited supply, and you guys are killing it, man. I mean, the audience that we have here on YouTube that has explored this opportunity and has taken advantage of it, they just keep coming in and racking up the money. They are making some huge headway and have amazing success stories. So we're going to talk to a couple of people this afternoon for some updates. I want to hear how their progress is going. And until we see you guys on the next video, make sure you're a subscriber to the channel. Turn on your post notifications by hitting that bell, and then you'll be alerted every time we drop another video. Make sure you drop a like on this if you guys want us to continue to make good content regarding tips and tricks that successful people are using in order to create their wealth. All right, guys, until we see you on the next video, make it a great day. Take care.